Football, all this and more on this week's edition of Sports Corner.
From the diamond to the golf course, from the hardwood to the gridiron, Wyoming sports leader K2TV has you covered. This is Sports Corner.
Hi, and welcome to Sports Corner. I'm Phillip Benotti.
And I'm Kiera Grogan. We begin with 4 Natrona County athletes signing on to compete at the collegiate level.
One of them is the big man Brandon Gustafson. He is a state champ in football. Brendan's going to throw the shot put and hammer at Chadron State. And what a coincidence, Sierra Forsyth also signed to Chadron for the same events. And no one was more excited about this week than Carson Johnson signing to Casper College Rodeo as a team roper. Many of you know that's where his father and world champion Jet Johnson is the head coach. And another Central Rocky Mountain Rodeo signee is Alex Bronsroth. She's going to race the barrels at Eastern Wyoming, where her mother rodeoed back in the day. Alex had been racing barrels since she was 2, and here's how much today meant to her.
I couldn't be happier to be rodeoing for a college at all. It's been a dream for a long time to even come to a college and be able to rodeo on their team.
Everything I know, he's been there since I was born for the first 18 years of my life to get me where I am now. There's some big shoes to fill, but I'm just going to go out there and compete and do the best I can.
Volleyball star Corinne Carruth just committed to play for the Cowgirls. Corinne is the 4A Volleyball Player of the Year. She's also the kills leader for the back-to-back state champion Trojans. This week on Twitter, Corinne thanked her friends, family, and coaches for their help in her development while announcing her commitment to Wyoming. The POG program has got a great player and a great young lady right there.
And moving to the athletes on the field, 5 Wyomingites represented the state at the Arcadia Invitational in Los Angeles over the last weekend. Star Valley's Peter Visser and Wyatt Moore set new school records Saturday. Visser ran an incredible 4-minute, 17-second mile to come in third, less than a second behind the winner. And Moore, a future Cowboy, went 21.76 seconds in the 200, breaking a 31-year-old Star Valley record. Rollins sensational sophomore Sydney Thorvaldson finished second in the 3,200 meters. She ran a personal best 10 minutes, 12 seconds, only losing to an athlete who set the best time in the country, coming in just under 10 minutes.
And the football team in Rock Springs has found a new head coach. Mark Leonard was announced this week as the new head football coach for the Rock Springs Tigers. Mark coached for 8 seasons at 3A Torrington, going 46-31. He finished up there with back-to-back appearances in the state championship game. Mark told K2 Sports he likes the blue-collar nature of Rock Springs and how there's one town and one team. Rock Springs has only one winning season in 16 years.
And coming up after the break, UW was in the Oil City. We take a deep dive into the quarterback battle as well as other local players showcased this spring.
You're watching K2TV Sports Corner.
Lives chilling with these guys.
Help us!
Next live, Ed Helms from Disney Nature's Penguins. Plus, Otto Asando, Andy Cohen, and the cars are coming.
You don't remember where we parked, do you?
No.
Auto Show Week begins.
The Dukes of Hazzard.
Yes.
Weekdays at 10 on Wyoming's news leader K2TV.
If you own a business, then you need to advertise your business. And K2TV, Wyoming's news leader, can help. Whether you have an idea of how you want your commercial to look, or know you need a commercial, but don't know where to start, our qualified production team can help. From script writing to final editing and everything in between, we do it all. At a price that won't break the bank. Call 237-3711 today to talk to a sales representative who will help you get your business on TV.
Everyone who has ever lived has lived here. All of mankind's triumphs and failures. Every moment, every hometown, all here. We start our coverage on the ground and take it to the airwaves, so you always know what's happening in your own world and beyond. We are free TV and radio. We are breaking news. We are always there. We are broadcasters.
Listen to Mount Rushmore Broadcasting for all your music needs. Kick 107 is Central Wyoming's heritage classic rock. Colt 103.7 is today's best country. Heart 102.5 is Casper's hot adult contemporary, playing the greatest hits. Melody 94.5 is playing the oldies. And don't forget to tune into KVOC, the voice of Casper.
Welcome back to K2TV Sports Corner.
Welcome back, everyone. The UW football team was on full display in Casper this weekend for a spring scrimmage. The main act, the quarterback battle brewing between Tyler Vanderwall and Sean Chambers.
Both players had their moments last season, and coming off of a 6-6 season, it may surprise you how friendly this competition is. Take a look.
Getting their warm-up throws in on a field with championship pedigree, Natrona County was a setting for the latest installment of the quarterback competition between Tyler Vanderwall and Sean Chambers. Both players showing flashes, but Coach Bull underwhelmed.
It was a little bit of a mixed bag from a quarterback's perspective. We had some handcuffs on what we did. Both the two experienced guys did some good things and some things we got to work on.
Chambers was the first QB to enter rushing for 40-plus yards, but only going 5 for 15 in the passing game. Few overthrows, a signal for the redshirt freshman that he has plenty to work on.
It's good to come out here and get a game feel, a game-like situation. My performance was okay. You know, I got to tweak some things up, get better in some areas, but I thought it was okay. It's a good experience to come out here.
Of course, Chambers came in and wowed the Laramie crowd in 2018. In his 2.5 games, he threw for 266 yards, but more impressively, he rushed for 329 and 2 TDs before breaking his leg. Vanderwall stepping in and leading the Cowboys to bowl eligibility, but without a date to the dance.
We know what we're capable of, and we, like you said, 4-game win streak. We just got to ride that into next year, and I think we're already without making a bowl game that left a bad taste in all of our mouths. So I would say we're more hungry than ever.
But the competition doesn't bring animosity. These two, despite their passion to win the job, consistently help each other in practice.
It's been a great competition. Me and Sean are great friends on and off the field, so it's a healthy competition, and we just go out there every day and push each other to compete and get better.
Yeah, we just talk. He helps me out, I help him out. I see things, he sees things. We communicate that way.
Vanderwall's 2018 stats don't light up a scoreboard, but he's hopeful that a change in mindset this coming season will be a step towards greatness in 2019.
Last year, I let one throw kind of affect me, and then I kind of go off and do my own thing. Don't talk to me. I think this year I really want to work on leadership, like rallying the troops, so to speak. So I think that's one thing that I really want to work on.
They're a work in progress, and it was good to get those guys out here.
And of course, there were other players to highlight in the scrimmage, including some former Mustangs.
The Cowboys hoping to capture some of that championship magic that the Mustangs had last season. And Coach Craig Bull had to be happy with what he saw from some of his units. Starting with maybe the star of the offense, Saturday, Brett Brenton had himself a day. The redshirt freshman who played right there on that field for 4 years. Brenton rushed for 72 yards in the hour that the offense played on just 17 rushes. Brenton capping off his day with a touchdown run from 10 yards out. The other Casper natives, Josh Hartman and Logan Wilson, didn't play Saturday, but all the NC grads were happy to show off their school to their teammates.
Oh, pretty cool. I like coming in the locker room and just driving into town and being like, yeah, this is my high school. This is where I went. And everyone was like, dang, your high school's so nice. Well, yeah, it really just got redone. And hearing the crowd, and then at the end of the game when you guys played the fight song, made me just want to be like, hell, I'm Natrona. Yeah, but
it's pretty cool to see guys like Brett Brenton come out here and kind of, play pretty well here today. So it was cool, and it's always fun to come back here. I basically grew up on this field, so it's always pretty special to come back here for something like this.
But being back on this field, brings back a lot of memories. We had a lot of good runs here, as Natrona County Mustangs, so it's been good.
And from the current players to the former ones, 4 graduates earned honors from the National Football Foundation this week. Nico Evans, Andrew Wingard, Nick Smith, and Adam Pillipil are now members of the 2019 Hampshire Honor Society. To get these awards, these 4 had to have better than a 3.2 grade point average and played all 4 years of college football. This year is the first time Wyoming had 4 student athletes earning the award in the same year. On the field, Nico Evans earned first-team All-Mountain West at running back this year, and Andrew Wingard earned his 3rd straight first-team All-Conference honor.
Moving to Wyoming track and field, Jariah Davis set the new school record in long jump this week. The record was set at 20 feet 10 3/4 inches. During that meet, Jiraiya broke the 1980 record in both of her jumps. So K2 Sports asked her how she beat her own school record after just finding out she broke the old school record.
I just was honestly having fun. Like, I don't know if it was a focus thing. It was more so like I was out there enjoying myself. I've really been trying to look at it from the perspective of like, it's my last year. Like, instead of making it such like, so much pressure on myself, I've really tried to just have fun and enjoy it and enjoy cheering on my teammates and watching them. And we have a lot of younger talent too. So it's been fun, like watching them grow this year.
In Cowboy, John Murdoch earned the title of Mountain West Golfer of the Week. You might remember John shot the second best score to par in Wyoming history at this week's Cowboy Classic in Arizona. He shot a 13 under par for 3 rounds. Just one stroke off his own Wyoming record. John went 69, 67, 67 to tie for first, and he went on to lose in a playoff.
Coming up after the break, a former native of Wyoming continues to shine on the national stage.
You're watching K2 TV Sports Corner.
If you own a business, then you need to advertise your business. And K2 TV, Wyoming's news leader, can help. Whether you have an idea of how you want your commercial to look, or know you need a commercial, but don't know where to start, our qualified production team can help. From script writing to final editing and everything in between, we do it all. At a price that won't break the bank. Call 237-3711 today to talk to a sales representative who will help you get your business on TV.
Wyoming's news leader, K2 TV, is working hard to bring you the news you need to know. Tune in weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 p.m. for Sloan Dickey and Hallie Jones. They'll give you the latest local, state, and national stories that are making headlines. Chief Meteorologist Eric Dean will have your complete forecast. And Carmine Gemei will give you the latest scores and highlights. Get the news you need to know when you come home to K2 TV, Wyoming's news leader.
Lisa Myers wears an insulin pump and checks her blood sugar several times a day to keep her type 1 diabetes in check.
It's a 24/7 thing. It's just a constant thought about blood sugar and how it relates to what I'm going to do.
She's a diabetes educator and helps patients navigate the disease. It's a job she wishes she didn't have.
Other people could be prevented from having to live this. That, to me, is a joy.
Type 1 diabetes is the kind that is inherited, often diagnosed in childhood, and people need to take insulin for the rest of their lives. Over half of the folks with type 1 diabetes have a gene that may be linked to the disease. Researchers are looking for a way to block the gene. That means a drug to block the gene may delay development of diabetes or even prevent it altogether. Researchers hope this may be the breakthrough they've been looking for. Here in Wyoming, I'm Dr. John Barrasso, helping you care for yourself.
A public service from Wyoming Health Fairs.
Welcome back to K2 TV Sports Corner.
Welcome back, everyone. Moving to a former Wyoming native who is making strides in the NCAA track and field stage.
Lauren Talbert earned the Big 12 Athlete of the Week. She was an All-American this indoor track season in the pentathlon, but it was her performance in the heptathlon that earned her the honor. Last weekend in Tucson, Arizona, she recorded the #3 heptathlon score in the country and #6 score in the world at the Jim Click combined events. Talbert set personal best in 5 of the 7 heptathlon events. She won the 200 and the 800 meters and placed top 5 in 5 different events.
And Casper College's Isaac Bonton earned Co-Region 9 Player of the Year honors. It's also been announced that he made second team All-American among junior college basketball players. Bonton averaged 21.5 points and 5.5 rebounds and assists this season. He also led Casper College to a 32-3 record and a #6 ranking in the country. He also led the T-Birds to their first Region 9 championship in 23 years.
There's a lot of memories this season. Winning Region 9, probably the biggest memory. Just doing that for Coach Rush, getting the hang of banner. We're going to see it pretty soon here. So just being up there forever in history is that's a special memory for all of us.
Rodeo season keeps rolling along. Here are some of the results from the third to last college rodeo at Colorado State this weekend. Sheridan's Chance Ames blew away the bareback competition by 17 points. The saddle bronc, bull riding, and tie-down roping events came down to the wire. Kaylin Anders and Quincy Segelke had two of the Chadron State's 2 wins this weekend, and with a win in goat tying, Taylor Latham extended her lead in the season standings. She'll make CNFR as one of the top 3 competitors in her event. And remember, the top 2 men's and women's teams in the season standings make CNFR also. The Polk men have a huge lead in the region, and they just won another rodeo. Wyoming had 3 of the top 4 team roping finishers. And for the women, Gillette won this weekend. It's a very tight battle between them, Eastern Wyoming and UW, for those 2 CNFR spots. Ty Everson and Taylor Latham won this week's all-around cowboy and cowgirl.
And moving to local hockey, the Casper Oilers held their 11th annual hockey extravaganza this week. It's a fundraiser for all the Oilers teams from U6 to high school. 160 people showing up at the Ramkota and players receiving a bunch of awards and college scholarship money. And the special guest of the night was former Avalanche defenseman John Michael Lyles. He was a member of the all-rookie team in 2004. And in his 7 years with the Avs, he never recorded fewer than 30 points in a single season.
They're being recognized for being great kids and for putting in the extra work and having the positive attitudes, and I think it just goes to show you that there's a lot of good out there and a lot of great kids, and youth hockey I think can be a big part of that.
And coming up after the break, K2 Sports' Carmine Gemei had the chance to talk with the new Kelly Walsh High School football coach Aaron McKelkey. We'll be right back.
You're watching K2 TV Sports Corner.
On the next Dateline, he took a drink of it and said there's something wrong with this. Who wanted this doctor dead? It's a poisoning case, which are very rare. Hold on for a wild twist.
Everything about this case is nuts. It's sex, lies, and audio tape.
Next Dateline.
Weekdays at 2 on Wyoming's news leader, K2 TV.
Who wanted this doctor dead?
Everything about this case is nuts. It's sex, lies, and audio tape.
Weekdays at 2 on Wyoming's news leader, K2 TV.
Sculpting the perfect body takes time. Quitting smoking does too. But with a little help, you can do it. Get the resources and support you need to quit smoking from the American Cancer Society at cancer.org/smokeout.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Failure is unacceptable.
At Menards, nobody beats our prices on tools and tool storage. This Masterforce 19-drawer tool chest and cabinet combo offers more storage than traditional 18-inch tool cabinets. Only $998. This 9-piece garage cabinet system is only $1,718. All stock Sylvania LED light bulbs are on sale. These 800 lumen bulbs use 85% less energy than traditional incandescent bulbs. A 4-pack is only $4.99. Plus, a Menards gift card is perfect for Mother's Day.
Save big money at Menards.
Welcome back to K2 TV Sports Corner.
Welcome back to Sports Corner. I'm here with the new Kelly Walsh head football coach, Aaron McKelkey. And Coach, you're already sporting the green. So how does it feel to be part of the Kelly Walsh family?
Yeah, I mean, when I walked in the school today, I didn't have much green in the wardrobe when I woke up this morning, but one of the assistant principals had kind of a goodie bag for me of all this Kelly Walsh stuff they stole or donated. I don't know where it came from, but I got more than when I woke up. So, but feel pretty supported and invited and excited for sure. So.
And I already saw you at the Kelly Walsh track meet, and you're already trying to meet the kids, meet the coaches, pointing out with A.J. Nathan, who you haven't met yet. Why do you think that's important when you're first starting in the football coach role?
Well, part of it is just so I know what the heck I'm doing. But the meaningful part is because I think One of the big things with high school kids and in football in general is get kids who want to be there and play hard for each other. They're not going to do that for somebody who doesn't know them and take the time to do that stuff. And it's too big of a job for me to do by myself. And I tell people this all the time. I think you spell love with 4 letters, but it's T-I-M-E, and it's what you give your time to. That's what you really love.
So speaking of time, what is your time going to be spent on in the time leading up to your first season?
That's a good question. We met with kids this morning and said, hey, if you have time in the morning, come in, let's talk, and kind of lay out the vision in very clear terms for them, and then give them some things they could take home and read and see all this stuff on their phones. And so we're trying to start there, and then, you know, what jobs come open, what assistant coaches can we get who want to coach with us from the last staff versus who don't want to coach with us, new guys we can bring in. That's really kind of the focus, is just start a relationship with kids and start to see who those other coaches are going to be.
But what are some of your pillars, because I know you're very relationship-oriented, to develop these new guys for this coming season?
Here's how we structure. We call it basically a culture playbook, and we say, what 2 things do we really believe in? Because we're going to take 2 things and get really, really good at these, and then we'll fix other stuff as we go. And the first one is we believe in service over self. You can't be an I-oriented guy in football and last very long. As a coach or as a player, it's got to be, what can I do to help you? And so we just kind of laid that out with kids and said, here's how we build that, and the result you get is a brotherhood, a Trojan brotherhood. We have to build everything on top of that. And then the second thing is just that standard of excellence. What do we expect from you? And it's on us to communicate that in a really clear, simple way, and then reinforce it mostly in positive ways. But also, when you cross a line you're not supposed to cross, you've got to know that from us, or it's not fair to get frustrated with a kid. And what you get from that is, you know, the new Trojan standard.
What makes you excited to take on this new big-time job? Because like you said, you never thought of yourself as a small-time guy, even when you were at Big Piney.
Yeah, well, you know, number one is it's better for my family. That excites me more than anything with a job title. More than anything with pay. I didn't even look at what that was. I should probably look that a little closer before I sign anything, but, you know, what the heck. It's better for my family, so I'm going to do it. That's number one. And here's what I told kids. I said, you got to wonder, why am I coming here? What are my motives? Is it a promotion? Is it my ego's going to get bigger? Is it the 4A versus 2A thing? And I said, that's not it at all. For me personally, so beyond the family stuff, is it's a challenge. And anybody who knows me knows I'm a sucker for a challenge. Give me something and say, no one could ever do that. I'm going to do it.
You were talking about how you embrace challenges. When we talked on the phone the first time for half an hour, you were talking about the Natrona County football program and how this job might be the most challenging in Casper in the sports world. So I know you don't want to compare Kelly Walsh to NC, but how do you view that crosstown rivalry already?
You know, I got to think about what's going to get me in hot water already with the district policy guys and with the parents. I mean, I'm not going to say their name, but the black and orange guys are, and they're very good at that. If you have that right next to you, it's going to make you or break you. And I look at it as it's going to make us. The opportunity for kids is kind of like me. If you're a sucker for a challenge, Kelly Walsh is the place to be. And I'm not saying that to parents to make decisions. I'm just saying that's how I look at it as a coach, is to start something new and awesome. You only get that in one place, you know. And honestly, there's so many bigger things we have to do than worry about a trophy and worry about those guys, because they're on a different level. I guarantee they're not sitting around watching and going, what do we got to do? What are we worried about with Kelly Walsh? They don't care. That's how you're good, and I know Coach Harshman enough to know this. He's a lot more worried about his kids and his program than ours, than anybody else's. So that's something that we'd say, you know, we got to be worried about ourselves and what we need to do first. And there'll be a time to compete with them on a football field, but it's not April.
Well, congratulations, Coach, on the new job. We're happy to have you in Casper, and best of luck in the offseason.
Yeah, thank you, Carmine. I appreciate it.
You got it. Aaron McKelkey, the new Kelly Walsh football coach, and we'll be right back with some more Sports Corner in just a moment.
You're watching K2TV Sports Corner.
ABC Funny Tuesdays, all new, all night. With the new housewife, new kids. I got this. New Blackish. Then the series premiere of Bless This Mess.
My husband and I are moving to a farm in Nebraska.
Starring Lake Bell and Dax Shepard.
This will be fine. I'm from New York, I don't want trouble. I really don't.
Oh my God, it's attacking me!
All new, starting Tuesday on ABC.
K2TV is Wyoming's news leader, and the proof is in our exclusive stories.
Lori Weaver stands out on the driveway of the Wyoming Medical Center telling the story of her husband, Sam Weaver, a man who had passed away 1 year ago but continues to affect the lives of those in need. April is National Donate Life Month, and those like Sam that have given so much after their passing are in the spotlight at hospitals.
Bringing the stories that matter to you when you come home to K2TV, Wyoming's news leader.
You gotta make this dollar count, okay?
What does plus tax mean anyway?
Delicious gelato here.
Can I get 2 scoops?
Yeah, that'll be $6.99.
Thank you.
Welcome back to K2TV Sports Corner.
Well, as some of you may have figured out, this is my last Sports Corner. I hope you enjoyed this journey as much as I have in the past year. I've been committed to bringing the best and most compelling sports stories that Wyoming can offer, from rodeo to football and every sport in between. Wyoming is rich and diverse in their activities, and even more diverse when it comes to the generosity that so many people have in athletics. I may be moving on from K2, but I would like you, the viewers, to know that this city will always hold a special place in my career path. Casper will simply be known as the first in a long road, and I'm glad that I could share this experience with you, the viewers, each Saturday and Sunday night and on this program. The person taking over for me, I am happy that Kiera Grogan is coming to a community that opened up to me with open arms. And Casper, you are in good hands with my new colleague, and I'm excited to see what the future has in store. So thank you, Casper. Thank you for everything you've provided, and thank you for continuing my inspiration and passion for the sporting world that so many of us love. Well, now we move to the end of the show with the Wonder and Blunder, my last Wonder and Blunder of my career here at K2. And Kiera, are you ready for a Wonder and Blunder segment?
I'm ready.
Let's start with the Wonder, and what else could it be? It's Tiger Woods winning the Masters for the first time since 2005. And look at the fist pump there. Just an incredible emotional scene there from Tiger. And just, you love seeing that, don't you?
Love it. It makes you just feel good to see this.
Him embracing his kid. I was really choked up when I was watching it, right around 12:30 today.
Yep.
Just a phenomenal story there, and an incredible comeback for one of the best golfers to really ever play the game.
Absolutely.
But Kiera, I gave you the opportunity to pick out the blunder of the week. Let's talk about it. What do you have?
It's time for the blunder of the week. Marcell Ozuna. This past week, St. Louis Cardinals versus LA Dodgers. Marcell jumps up to scale the wall and catch a ball that was hit into the far left field. Looks like either his leg gets caught or I'm not even sure. He just kind of face plants and just stays there. You know that definitely hurt him.
That looked
pretty bad.
That looked tough, and he had no idea where it was. It looked like we're going to see a replay here in a hot second here. If we stay on the VO here, if we stay on the video, there comes the trainer, of course. But I think it's for his bruised ego.
I'm still trying to figure out if his foot got stuck or if he just kind of wanted to ride that one out.
Maybe he thought it was a home run or whatnot. But yeah, I saw this play earlier in the week. We see the replay there. Just a crazy sequence of events.
Maybe I just...
Comedy, oh man.
Makes you laugh, but it just makes you hurt.
Yeah, that's a tough ball for him. Wow. Anyways, thank you for that blunder. What a great blunder there. Well, that'll wrap us up for this weekend's edition of Sports Corner. As always, we want your feedback.
Do you have a story idea for us? If so, email me at kgrogan@k2tv.com and I'll look into it.
Also, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter on our K2 Sports page. As always, we thank you for joining us.
Have a great week, and I'll see you next week on Sports Corner.
right this minute. Weekdays at 4 and 4:30 on Wyoming's news leader, K2TV.
John Daly, winner of 2 majors and famous for his long drive and signature swing. The popular golfer is also known for an excessive lifestyle over 2 decades that included gambling.
You've lost $55 million gambling over the years.
No, this is crazy.
A lot of partying.
You were basically drunk when you were playing.
Yeah, you get in at 7:30 in the morning. I got a tee time at 8:05 or 9 o'clock.
And multiple marriages.
When things were bad with all my wives, they just were gone.
Today, Daly is sober, in love, and still playing golf, but admits he's struggling with his game. We traveled in 2014 to Dardanelle, Arkansas, where Daly grew up and now lives, to tour his house.
It's a hell of a closet.
Check out his beloved motorhome and even get some tips on the tee at his golf course.
This look right?
Yeah, just knock the living hell out of it. Hey, I'm John Daly. Delighted to be with Graham Bensinger, and we're going in depth.
I wanted to start with the 1991 PGA Championship, a tournament. Didn't seem like you even had any chance at being able to play in it. Explain how you found out you were going to be able to play and your reaction to even that.
Well, I knew I was 9th alternate as of Monday, I think. And as of Wednesday, I was like 2nd or 3rd. I think I had to do something real close to Crooked Stick the week after. And I said, I'll just drive up. You never know. And then as I'm driving up, Nick Price gives me a call and says, if you get in, will you let Squeaky caddy for you? I said, yeah, no problem. I said, I hope everything goes well with the baby, with you and Sue and everything. Congrats. And so when I got in, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, Thursday morning, and there's a message on the hotel line saying that you got Nick Price's spot. You'll tee off at, I think, 12 something. Congratulations. Welcome to the 1991 Crooked Stick PGA Championship.
And this is 91, in the very early stages of starting your career. To have the opportunity to play in this is a really big deal. How'd the crowd reaction change over the course of the weekend?
Thursday, it was, there was a few people, not many. But it got a little bigger Friday, and Saturday it got really, really big. And then Sunday was just like, 60, 80,000 people out there just going nuts. It was great. It was awesome.
The 95 British Open, you've said those 4 days are the best were the best 4 days of your life. Why?
Growing up, you hear Nicholas would always say, if you win at St. Andrews, your career's complete. You hear all these guys talk about the British Open, St. Andrews. No disrespect to all the other courses or anything, but you win it at St. Andrews, you've pretty much accomplished one hell of a career.
So you win the tournament, and then you're told President Clinton's on the phone for you. Take it from there.
I don't think I even answered the call the first time because
you didn't. Apparently,
we didn't. The sun was going down or something, and they were pulling me.
Tell the president I'll call him back.
I'm getting pulled sideways, left and right, and I just let Bud deal with it, my agent. And then he called me back when we were in the hotel that night and congratulated me and everything.
How about the best conversation you've ever had with the president?
President Clinton was just starting to play golf, and when he was a governor, I played with him one time. But, it's like quick draw president with the golf ball. It's like every time he'd hit one, he wouldn't even look at it. He'd already throw another ball down.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I'm going, Bill, you going to play any of these, or what are you doing, man? I mean, he just, even if he hit a good shot, he'd throw another one down.
Why?
Yeah, he just mulligan. Mulligan President Clinton.
What do you say?
What can you say? He's the President of the United States. I mean, you just let him go. But I don't think President Clinton ever really took golf in a manner to where he's ever going to compete. I think he just loves the game, loves to play it.
You think you made the most of your golfing talent?
No, not in the 90s. What I did in the 90s, I don't know if I really could have ever been any better. Because what I'm doing now, physically I don't think I'm near as strong, but mentally I'm stronger than I've ever been. I just, you know, if you could just swap them,
right.
maybe it'd have been a lot better in the 90s. But I've contradicted everything that I've ever told the press, that I really didn't work hard on my game, and the less I worked on it, the better I played, which I did. Now that I try and work on my game, my whole philosophy, I don't know if it's stuck in my head that maybe it doesn't help me. I don't know.
I was talking to your good friend Mark, and he was saying you have been, really frustrated, with where you're at now.
Well, I keep telling myself, you know what, I should be retired by now. Every sport in the book, most professional athletes are retired or done. So I need to just, that kind of basically knows, hey, I still have a job. Champions. Right. I still have a life. I have wonderful sponsors in Loudmouth and nunchuck irons, shafts, and a lot of other stuff, business things that I'm doing. And, it's because of golf that I could still do this. And I have to look at it that way.
Explain what happened in that situation.
Right before Mom had passed away, he'd put a gun in my eye and almost killed me, and I just kind of put him out of my life since then.
In Depth with Graham Bensinger is brought to you by Chevy. Chevy has earned J.D. Power Dependability Awards across cars, trucks, and SUVs.
We switched.
I switched.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy.
I switched to Chevy.
We switched to Chevy.
We switched for value.
For family.
For power.
It was time to upgrade.
I switched from a Ram to a Chevy.
See why people are switching to Chevy.